mother-in-law and sister-in-law showed up late to my wedding, missing most of the pictures, only taking ones with my husband. My sister-in-law brought her dog to the wedding, not a service animal, and inside the church, laid on the pews, and in the reception hall around the food. There was a minor issue with the food being put out by the church attendants that turned into the little old church ladies yelling at my mom and making her cry. All she was going to do was get the food out for my guests. Okay, already we're off to a rough start.
Yikes. Yikes.
My mother-in-law witnessed this and tried apologizing to the church ladies, telling them their family is trash and I wish my son never married her. Oh, that's
No.
bad. That is bad. My sister walked in on the convo, and my mother-in-law stuck her finger into my sister's chest, saying, "You're the worst of them." I can't believe this happened at someone's wedding.
I
Oh,
can't believe it. Oh my gosh.
we then had to kick my mother-in-law out of the wedding after yelling at multiple people. She stayed outside the event, throwing a fit and telling anyone who listened to her that we were terrible people. She somehow got back into the wedding reception as the mother and son dance was announced. I would be like running to the DJ being like, we're not doing that dance anymore. Like,
Yeah, no, you're out. I just want to know like what the husband did. Like what did he
yes,
do?
that's my thought. I feel like so many times in these stories, like the bride submits it to me or like someone in the wedding party, and we don't hear anything about what the groom was doing or like where he was.
Yeah.
And I feel like that should be the not tiebreaker, but the person being like, okay, we need you to calm down, mom.
Yeah, like where is he? What is he doing to support his new wife? The red flags already. Like, come on.
Yes.
Oh,
Especially like this mother and son dance. Why is that still happening if she was kicked out?
yeah.
I feel like she like went and was like ready for it somehow. Went in back door. Let's see. It says my husband did the dance with her, but all of the pictures show my husband's mad face with her. So okay, so he was mad, but he still did this dance with her.
It's so hard. Okay, it's hard because, okay, if I put myself in his shoes, it's like, am I going to regret not having the dance with my mother? Okay, I get that. But also, his mom just made his life so complicated because now he has to, like, in a sense, choose between his new family, his family now, his wife is his family, and his mother.
Mm.
And you, as a parent, you shouldn't want to do that for
Yeah.
your son. Yeah, I feel like, okay, maybe you aren't happy with his choice and maybe it's not like your first choice, but that's on him. And for you to do that and like ruin their wedding, if my mother-in-law did that to me, I would not be talking to her. And if my husband supported her or like didn't stand up for me and my family, that would be very concerning.
Yeah. And it's an odd thing where you do hear a lot, it happens more with boy moms, where it's like, you're taking my son away from me. And it seems very dramatic in a lot of the skits I do, but so many comments are like, this happened to me. This was my reality until we cut her off or something like that. And I'm like, I can't even imagine because I have an amazing mother-in-law too. It's like, I could never imagine her treating me that way. But when you hear these stories, you're like, what is it that makes them so I don't know, is it a jealousy thing? Is it like losing time with their son? They're getting
Yeah.
older, they're going to miss out. But ultimately, they're just pushing their son further away.
Absolutely. I don't know what it is. Like, I only have girls. Like, I can't picture what it would be like to be a boy mom and then have to like let go of my son. I feel like I would want to do like girl talk with my daughter-in-law and do girl stuff with her. So it's just strange to me to think
Right.
that. I don't know.
Yeah, that's my thought too. And it's like growing your family or adding into your family. I feel like
Mhm.
too, some of the stories that I read, it's like they have these high expectations of who their future daughter-in-law should be. So if they don't fit this picture perfect idea of what they envisioned or who they
Yes.
envisioned their son with, they're going to find something wrong with them. Maybe they're really close to their mom and they don't like the connection or the relationship they see, then there might be some issue there, but I don't
Yeah,
know.
I also think I think this might be what you're getting at, or you mentioned it before. It's like they're stealing him away, or like now all the maybe they spent a lot of time together or something like that. Is that what you're trying to get at? And now it's like, no, now it's like, okay, now she's a new priority and definitely jealousy. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, this is crazy. I also can't imagine being left with so many like terrible memories of your wedding. Looking at pictures and being like, "Oh, I remember when this happened. This is terrible." Like, I always like to remind people is we read these crazy stories that happen, but most of the time drama does not happen like this at weddings, and most of the time you wouldn't even know if they do happen But when they do happen like this, people talk about them and share them because they're like, this is outrageous, not to scare people away. Okay. It ends with she then left. 2 days later, we met up at a restaurant to talk where she freaked out, calling me a drunk B word because I walked around with a bottle of wine for other people. And then she stormed out of the restaurant. To make matters worse, our wedding paperwork was not stamped by the county, so we were not legally married until 2 weeks after this. And then we had to go back and do it again with just a small group. Wait, I thought
Mm-hmm.
you have to then do it again?
Well, you have like a certain amount of time to like sign the paperwork because if I remember correctly, like whenever they perform marriage ceremony, you're not always
Actually
like
getting
signing
married.
the paperwork, right? You're not
Yeah.
actually, yeah, getting married. And so a lot of people don't realize that. And they're like, oh, we're not actually married. So if you don't do it, maybe it's like 48 hours or 24 hours. I'm not sure. This is
Mhm.
wrong. By a certain time, you're not legally married. So then, yeah, you would have to do it again.
So couldn't they have just gone to the courthouse and signed it though?
They could have, maybe they wanted their family members to be there. Like,
Interesting. Yeah, that is interesting. Because I saw a video of a girl talking about they were supposed to like do all the paperwork for like their wedding coming up, and their husband didn't file the paperwork, so they couldn't get their marriage license. And I was like, oh my gosh, that was something my reverend, I want to say my reverend was really like adamant. She's like, don't forget to do this. You need to do this
yeah.
this week. And she like, sent me like a timeline. Otherwise, I would not have known to do that.
I mean, I didn't even know you had to get a marriage license. And then when you got it, I also didn't know that it's only good for a certain amount of time. And I didn't know that it was like for a specific county, which is crazy. Like, I didn't know any of this. You know, I'd
Yeah.
never been married before. And then, did you know that some people have to get their blood work done? Or, like, yeah, they have to make sure for smaller towns, they used to do this here in Illinois. They had to make sure that you weren't somehow related to each other. So you had to go to like a doctor.
Improve.
Yes. You should look that
Cool.
up. You should look that up.
We should look that up. I'm gonna look that up. Most
Dude.
states no longer require it, but in the late 1930s, states began
Oh,
requiring blood tests
1930s.
for syphilis to show that applicants were not
Oh, yes.
contagious.
Oh, that's what it is. I thought it was what they weren't related in any form.
But certain states, it was with like within the last 25 years, they stopped doing it. So some probably kept it longer. Maybe that's because there was like such an issue. Like people find out years later, like, oh, I actually married my cousin or something.
The reason why I know is because my mother-in-law was telling me when we were getting married, she's like, "Oh, you're lucky. You don't have to like get all the blood work done." I was like, "What are you talking about?" So yeah, that's what I found out. So she had to do it when
She had to do it.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
And she probably got married in what, the 80s?
Yes.
So that's not
Mhm.
that long ago.
Yeah, no.
Well, I guess the 80s are going on 40 years ago. Wait, is that 40 years ago? That's over 40
Yes.
years ago.
Yes. I see. I think of the 80s like 20 years ago.
Me too. I'm like,
Old.
I'm just a baby. I'm like a teenager still.
I'm young. I'm
I
young.
know, like what? That would be something actually kind of cool to look at for like future episodes is see like traditions that have changed. Because
Yeah.
that's the thing too. I think people are so stuck on traditions when it comes to weddings. And we need to remember like times have changed.